Amazon workers, known as Carolina Amazonians United for Solidarity and Empowerment, they've successfully collected more than 30% of the union authorization cards required to hold a union election at the fulfillment center in Garner, North Carolina. Ryan Brown from the organization is here to talk about that. Ryan, glad to have you here. So, all right, how long have you all been trying to get these cards in order to call for this election?
First of all, thank you, Brother Roland, for having us on the show. I'm a huge fan of yours. I've read your book, White Fear, and we've been collecting cards we're not collecting cards, but we've been organizing for 3 years. And on the third anniversary of the birth of cause, that is when we filed for an election and met an agreement with Amazon for an election, which was January the 7th.
So, look, we see there have been issues in other places. Amazon workers, I believe, was in Mississippi or Alabama, were trying to unionize, and that did not happen. What will it take for this to be successful? And how many people, first of all, are working at this fulfillment center, and how many votes do you need?
Thank you. So we have roughly 4,700 workers in the Garner, North Carolina facility. This facility is a building that is probably 75% workers of color. Amazon, they are predators of Black and brown communities. 70% of their warehouses are strategically placed in low income and neighborhoods, and where they can find cheap labor. And to win this election, this is going to be just a 51%. Whoever reaches 51% wins the election, but it's going to be a collective effort for the community as well, because everyone in America probably knows at least some person who has at least worked at an Amazon facility.
So, look, Amazon, according to its critics, have played dirty when it comes to stopping people from unionizing. Are y'all prepared for the battle that you no doubt are going to face?
We have experienced all of the union busting tactics that Amazon has thrown our way. It is in their DNA to be very brutal with their union busting. One of the things that has given us advantage is that for 3 years, we've been able to prepare, we've been able to study, and to get ready for the battle ahead. Right now, this is actually the easy phase of the campaign. If we win, that's just the first phase of the battle. The hard battle, the hard fight, comes when we have to get this Goliath to his knees and bring it to the negotiating table.
Questions for my panel. Joe, you're first.
Appreciate what it is that you're doing. It's certainly a difficult thing, but it's a necessary thing. Is there any consultation or collaboration and discussions with other groups, with Amazon and other parts of the country, to try to, build strength, be encouraged, talk about tactics and some of these other things, in terms of really connecting the dots and hopefully making something happen that could end up being national?
Thank you. That's a very good question. What the general public doesn't know is that actually back last year, I flew to Chicago, and there in Chicago, I met with Amazon workers from all over the country, various organizations like ourselves, and there we built a national coalition where we discuss with one another what's going on and what we're seeing, and to think collectively on strategies of what we can do together in solidarity to fight Amazon and bring it to a national movement.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mustafa.
Brother Brown, thank you for your work. I'm third generation union, And I remember sitting on my grandfather's knee. He was a coal miner, and he used to pull men together to talk about the various things that folks needed. Often people hear about unions, but they're not clear about what union members are actually fighting for. Could you share with folks, what are the things that people are looking to be able to garner once they're able to unionize?
I appreciate that question, and I think that the very first way to answer that question is that the workers in Garner, this is a 100% worker-led movement, an independent union. We we recognize that as workers of color, majority Black and Hispanic workers, that a lot of the traditional unions have actually failed us. Those systems, we've been fighting various systems. Those systems failed us, and what's always been a part of our tradition, when systems fail us, we go outside of those systems and build our own systems and our own institutions. Here in Garner, and just in North Carolina in general, we have the second least union participation in the entire nation. The only state that is ahead of us is South Carolina. It took 3 years to educate workers on the benefits of a union. The demands of the union are can be summing up. Folks want better pay. Folks want an end to racism and discrimination. Folks want longer breaks. But when I sum it all up together, it comes just to one conclusion. Workers want to be recognized as human beings and not irreplaceable robots. And we want to live a life of respect, dignity, and that Amazon recognizes our humanity.
All right, then. Again, for the folks tuning in late, when is the election set for?
The election will be set for February the 10th through February the 15th.
All right, then. So we'll check back to see what happens. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Fanbase is a free to download, free to use, next generation social media platform that allows anyone to have followers and subscribers on the same page. Fanbase was built through investment dollars from equity crowdfunding from the Jobs Act. People just like you help build Fanbase, and we're looking for more people to help build Fanbase. We are currently raising $17 million in a Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. We've already crossed $2.1 million, but we're looking to raise more capital from people just like you that deserve the opportunity to invest in early stage startups without having to be accredited investors. So right now, I'd like you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase right now, today. And then use Fanbase to connect with friends, grow your audience, and be you without limits.